Let's get into the sourcing tutorial really briefly. I'm going to show you examples of these products that I just purchased. So here they are right here. I bought Shaq Fu, a legendary board from Nintendo Switch from Best Buy. I also bought Starlink Battle for Atlas from Best Buy as well. And I also bought 3 of the original Magic Bullets from Walmart here as well. Now, all these had a decent profit margin. I'll show you the examples of all 3 of these products right here. How did I go about finding them? Well, I went about finding them. I didn't go to Best Buy. I didn't go to Walmart, although you can. This is exactly why in the last Ben's Bargains tutorials, I touched on the fact that I love going to GameStop directly because you can see the deals of the day, but you don't actually have to. You can just source through websites like Ben's Bargains, which will then spit out all these deals on Best Buy, on Walmart, on Target, right? On GameStop to you, so you don't have to source each individual website, although you can do it either way if you want. Now, right off the bat, I see this one. It might look like a decent margin, although there's no link to Amazon. One of the best reasons that I love Ben's Bargains is because it's going to show you the retail value that it estimates. It's going to show you your price if you hit go to store, where you can actually get it from. It's going to tell you the store right here where you can actually source it from. So Amazon, eBay, Home Depot, right? And then usually on most of them, it's going to have an Amazon link and show you the Amazon price here. So you're getting all the data in one place, and it's super, super easy to run through really fast and make informed decisions on, okay, this is a good product, let me check it out, or these are bad products. So it saves you time while allowing you the best opportunities to make money, okay? So before I actually run through a little tutorial here, let me show you examples of different products that I bought and if they were profitable. Now, I spent $4.99 from Ben's Bargains to buy Shaq Fu, a Legend Reborn Nintendo Switch. If we pull up the this listing on Ben's Bargains, let me actually show it to you. So let's search Shaq Fu, and this is not how I actually usually do it. I don't search through the search bar, but I just want to show you examples of the products that I actually bought, right? So here it is right here, $4.99. I looked through this yesterday on the 23rd and found this one right here. Now, the Amazon listing price says it's listed at $17, so let's check that out. It also says you can buy it for $4.99 on Best Buy, which you actually can. So if you click go to store, these are the first 2 things that you want to check out. Now, it's currently selling out, so you might want to hop on this now. By the time I get this video out, this deal might already be passed, right? But usually if you hop on, I don't hop on Ben's Bargains every day, and I don't source through every website that I always talk about every single day, but I do sort and pick through, maybe 10 to 20 and just sort through in the morning for like an hour and buy up stuff like that. And that's literally how I do it. I'm not special. It doesn't take me a long time. You can do the same exact things, assuming you know where to source products and how to ship them back into FBA, which let me show you an example of why this is still a good buy, right? And things might have changed since yesterday, but let's go through and sort through to see, right? And one of the low risk reasons too as well of buying these and seeing if they're good buys still is because I'm tracking everything in spreadsheets. If you scroll up, I track literally everything and all the things that have sold. But obviously I don't want to show you all that information and what's sold, what I've made on that. But you can track literally everything. And then God forbid this comes to me and it's no longer a good buy. Well, I can just look over here and look at Best Buy and be like, oh, I'm just going to return this to Best Buy because it's not a good buy anymore. But if it comes to my house and it's still a good buy, right? And there's still a margin, then I ship it into FBA and I make the margin like that. So there's really, obviously there's risk because you have to spend money to, get products because it is a return on your investment business, but the risk is mitigated because you can always return all these products for free now, as long as you track and you keep track of your inventory and where you're getting it from, okay? And obviously if I signed into Best Buy, I could just pull up and I'm signed in right here, I believe. Yeah, hi Brian. I can just pull up my my order invoices and return it that way. I don't need to actually keep track of the physical receipts and physical invoices, okay? So it says $15.99 free shipping, and it's being sold by Barber. Now, there are 25 people on this listing, so is this still a profitable item? Well, if I buy it for $4.99, keep in mind that I might have to pay shipping, so that's something you always definitely want to test out. And this actually did sell out. It looks like people have already gone ahead and grabbed this. I think I bought 6 of these, maybe 5 of them. So I did end up paying $4.99 because there wasn't shipping or taxes, but that's also something that you need to keep in mind. So that's why I always recommend before you estimate what your cost of goods is to get the best informed decision, go to your cart, act like you're about to check out and see exactly what it's going to cost you. So you want to see if they're going to charge you taxes, if they're going to charge you shipping, right? And that way you can divide that by the amount of games that you're going to buy or the amount of items that you're going to buy to make the most informed decision of what your cost of goods is. So this was $4.99. And I think I estimated high at 6, just assuming, although I did only pay $4.99 per unit here. So if we go $4.99 per unit, and I estimate that it's going to cost me a buck to ship each one of these in, which is a little bit on the conservative side and a little bit high, but I like to be a little bit more conservative to make sure with my profit margin. And then I look at the buy box and I say, hey, I'm going to match the buy box at $15.98. what's my margin going to be? Well, I'm going to spend $4.99 to make $4.42 when I sell each unit. So that is almost 100% ROI, 100% return on my investment. And it's very, very low risk because I'm spending $4.99 to get this. I'm not special. I didn't spend time sourcing through. Ben's Bargains literally spat this out to me yesterday, and I went ahead and bought it, okay? You can do the same exact things. Let's go through another example of another product that you can potentially buy. So the next one that I bought was the Starlink Battle for Atlas. So let's search that in Ben's Bargains as well. Starlink. And we'll look for the Battle for Atlas. Here it is from yesterday as well. You can buy it for $7.99. This is also a good GameStop deal. GameStop always has Starlink products as well. They're usually a little bit more expensive than $7.99, so this is a great buy. But just keep that in mind as well. So if we pull up the Amazon listing and we also go to the store to make sure that there's still potentially good buys. And look, this is also selling out as well, so people are also hopping on this deal too. So right here, the buy box price this looks like the buy box price has actually gone down since yesterday. So what I'm interested in, right, and this is a perfect example, so you're getting a lot of tidbits of information here, is I'm interested in the new prime prices because that's who I'm going to compete with if I'm shipping it into FBA, right? So I'm going to come to all the other offers and I'm going to click prime and new to see what the other offers that I'm competing against are. Prime and new. And it looks like if I ship it in at $21.79 roughly, I can match that buy box price and then eventually could retain the buy box on the actual listing or maybe drop it a little bit and get the buy box there. So what I want to do is I want to conservatively estimate maybe $20, right? And if I source this for, I think it was $7.99 and I ship it into Amazon to sell it for $20, even though that's on the conservative side, will I still be profitable? Let me see. So we want to pull up our AMZ Scout calculator. And all the information should be in here. It looks like if I ship it, and it might be $8.47. Did I pay taxes on this? I did. So this is a perfect example of why you want to go through the cart on actual Best Buy right here because they're going to charge me taxes or shipping for this. So I didn't end up paying $7.99 per unit. I ended up paying $8.47 per unit. I only know that because I actually bought it and I went through the process to actually check out. So right here, if we go back to our listing and we put $8.47 in, I estimate that it's going to cost me $1 to ship it into FBA because I never ship one-off products into FBA, right? I'm always shipping them into FBA as like a bulk unit in a big box. So usually it's a little cheaper than $1, obviously, but I like to be conservative. Now, if I match the buy box price at 20-ish, will I be profitable? Now, I will, but it's only $1.32. So things could change, and this is really no longer that good of a buy. It is profitable, and since I'm interested in maximum approval and getting sales, I'm still going to potentially send this into FBA if it stays like this, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it will stay like this. It could go back up, it could go back down. So when this comes to my house and I actually receive this product, if it is still a good margin, I will ship it into FBA and make the potential margin, right? If it is no longer a good margin and there's only like $1 to be made, right, then obviously I'm just going to return it to Best Buy, ship it back to Best Buy, and collect my money back. So I'm literally locking in this price as a good sourcing point. There's really no risk at all for me because I can literally take it back to the store and return it, or I can initiate the refund back on BestBuy.com and ship it back to Best Buy and make my money back, right? Then they're just going to credit my card back, so there's really no risk. This was a good product yesterday. The buy box I don't think was 31. I think it was like 25 if I remember correctly. It could go back up after Christmas. By the time I get my units back into FBA, it will be after Christmas, obviously, but things could change and fluctuate, so that's always another perfect reason why you always want to track everything. Let me show you another example right here. The original Magic Bullet, right? So let's search for that. We'll search Magic Bullet, and we'll type that in and see what pops up. So right here, you can buy it for $20 at Walmart. The Amazon price was $50. So if you open up both of these, is it still selling for $50? Okay, it's selling for a little bit under $50 now, which is $44.45. It's still selling for $19.92 on Walmart. Did I pay taxes? And I did. I ended up paying $21.12 per unit for this. So if I go ahead and I put that into the AMC Scout calculator and I estimate high right here, perfect example of me being conservative, I'm going to estimate that it's going to cost me $2 in because I'm assuming that this is heavier. I've never actually held one of these products before, but it might only cost me 80 cents to ship it into FBA. It might only cost me $1, right? But I'm estimating higher to be sure. Also, I'm estimating a little bit higher than $21.12, so I estimated on the high end just to account for any potential changes in prices, and I estimated that it was going to cost me $22 per unit and $2 to ship it into FBA. So if I match the buy box price at $44.45, I will still make $6.21 per unit. So if you factor in, that's probably a little bit under a 33% ROI. ROI, and they're selling very, very fast, right? So that's another thing that you want to check on the listing. You want to check to make sure it's a good listing. You want to check to make sure that it's selling quickly, which this is 66,000 in kitchen and dining, but I always use the Jungle Scout Chrome extension to make sure. Selling about 1 a day, 97 a month, so good product. And you always want to take the ASIN into Seller Central as well and add a product to see if you specifically can sell it, because I might be ungated in things that you're gated in, right? And you might be ungated in things that I'm gated in. It depends on your seller account, what you've requested approval for, have you gotten invoices for certain things, and that's a completely different lecture for a completely different day, okay? So I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to sort through Ben's bargains, but if you go back to the homepage, there are a number of deals on this site that you can source through at any given day, at any given time. Find great deals that you can buy in bulk, buy many units of that, right? You only need to find one listing, and then you buy many of that deal, lock in your price point, ship it into FBA, and make the margin.